So it's now April 6th. We just had a big rain event last night. This was all spread just recently with my last bale of hay, maybe 10 days ago. Right here, this is where the first bale went down. Probably maybe December. So this is the formerly scalped clean bald spot. It was just raw clay and kind of sandstone. There was a pile of brush right there. I haven't finished cleaning it up, but this was stripped up with the dozer from when I came through and removed the lower and mid-story, you know, the canopy, understory and mid-story. This was where my first bale was fed, right here. And we've got thinner grass where it was just a light scattering. There was my second bale, it was over there, underneath that tarp, which is still, you know, kind of a goat storm shelter. For the summer, if there's a real big thunderstorm, they'll get in there. For the most part, they just lay out if it's just a sprinkle. And then my third bale, round bale that I fed in this paddock, was up against these two trees. So what we can see from this is that the thicker the mulch, the thicker the grass, which makes perfect sense because you're getting more nutrient density, more topsoil as it decomposes down, and of course more seed that is going to take off and compete and establish symbiotic relationships between your broadleaves and your clovers. Now over here I did scatter, you know, cover this ground in wasted hay also. However, I then had the opportunity to use an excavator that I had worked on. So I came in with this mini X with a grapple and pulled quite a lot of trees and junk out of here, put it in the burn pile right there. So I did disturb what I had laid down, but it was well worth it. A tiny bit of grass is not worth failing to make use of a very expensive machine. So what we're gonna do, I'm walking out toward the back, toward my little wilderness back here. I've got 5 acres. We go back a quarter mile, and we're probably 1/3 of the way back right now. The goats have been thinning this. I'm going to keep the overstory. I'm going to keep the shade, but I do want to get where some perennial hay species can take root down in here. I'm not exactly sure the best way to go about it, but I am probably going to experiment with, well, the goats have already done their part in here. At some point, I do believe I will put the pigs in, but for right now, I'm carrying all this electric net. Me and Roxy Girl are walking out. I'm going to throw this over this corner fence where those 3 posts are. If I can, I'm probably going to get all mud. My boots leak real bad. Yeah, that stinks. There used to be 2 little logs over there that you could step on. I guess one washed away. So it has been the rainiest year I can remember for spring, so we do have quite a bit of standing mush, but that's good because that's water. So there's water for the goats. And here is where I started earlier. About to throw this fence over and fence up that little trail that I opened up with the bush hog, and then let the pigs loose for their first time in really, truly just raw woods. They've never experienced it, which should be very exciting for them. Oh, they're gonna be like kids in a candy store.